Aora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Audra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Deerwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god. In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a watcher. One who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon. With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected. That the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
Made a nice story. You fixing up that old keep? Lifting the curse? Must have told it 100 times. But something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. That maybe the gods weren't finished with us. God came back. He would forgive us. Last the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
And so you wake to a sleepless world, the in-between of life and death. Follow your memories. You have been here before.
You have seen past the shroud. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
A watcher sees souls, knows their pasts, and the souls see them back.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed.
What is a god? A higher power? a rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked.
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
And did you ever consider that these things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
Let the world see. Let them decide what to do.
The wheel has turned again, Watcher. Come.
Dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved, merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches. The creases of the dwarf's face tighten into a smile as he gives you a courteous nod.
Sit. Please. Sit. Please. Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember. Does everything appear to be in order? Good. Welcome to the Beyond. I am Berath. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge. The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met? And though you could have broken your pledge when you defeated Theos at Sun and Shadow, you did not. Admirable.
She delicately places a card on the table. A bell in a tower. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Aothus. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are. Though Aothus stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between. You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Audra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him. No, but neither is your body truly alive. Your lungs draw breath, your heart pumps blood, but your flesh is as soulless as a hollowborn. That is, until I return you.
She delicately places a card upright on the table. The art depicts souls flowing out of a pillar of Audra.
I know. It is my business to know. 322 in Cadnua and your surrounding lands. Their souls remain in Aothus still. You have the power to save them. Serve me and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel. Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life and death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
Hello, hello. Tales of Eternity 2. This is an excellent game if you haven't picked it up yet. The goal here is to create a Mindhunter, which I'll show you what that means in a second. Character creation is pretty good. Today we're going to go with an elf. You'll see why later. Races are broken down into about 6 main types, and then every single one of these, I believe, has a subtype or two that you can go even further. They provide different bonuses and other buffs that are useful to certain classes. We're going to go with the Wood Elf today. And we are going to multi-class. Our first class, the order you select class doesn't matter in, but we're going for Cypher. And no subclass for this one. What do we want to start off with? I think I'll go for Ice Strike. It's gonna build well with our Rogue class. So Mindstalker is a mix of Cypher and Rogue. The idea is to basically burst people down and win a subclass. I'm gonna make it more complicated. And we're gonna go for Escape, because it's gonna be useful to get out of dodge. Important stats for us are actually pretty much ones listed. Might is probably the most important for this build. Probably followed by Perception, Dexterity, and Intellect. So we're gonna dump a lot of points into Might. Dump a lot of into these. And actually take 2, Select. Right. That probably looks good. Yeah, that looks fine. We need a lot of accuracy and speed for this build. And damage is always important. Intellect is useful for maintaining some of our buffs that we'll be using. We also selected a special bonus at the beginning, which is going to give us +2 to everything. So we're going to with 18 might, 16 dexterity, 17 perception, 14 intellect. It's pretty good. Where you come from doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but does give you a small bonus to certain things. Actually, what do we need? Maybe dexterity or perception. Fire archipelago, yeah, that sounds good. What was our job? Okay, so if I remember, what do we want to go for? Probably mechanics, since we're probably going to be the only rogue in our party. Mechanics. Probably diplomacy as well. Let's see if there's anything that gives mechanics and diplomacy. No, I don't think anything gives mechanics actually. Huh. I think something would, like Explorer or Raider. So I'm missing something. Okay, so we want diplomacy and Drifter doesn't look that bad. Does anything have 2 diplomacy? Care about streetwise. Actually, streetwise. Policy, buff intimidate, religion, streetwise. We want to make our character a little rough around the edges, so maybe Drifter makes a bit more sense actually. We're going for a gun build. So we get to choose 2 specializations here. I'm going to choose an Arquebus, which is basically a rifle. The setting for this is medieval fantasy, bordering on industrial. Firearms, cannons are present, so yeah, we'll go for rifle and a pistol. It's all going to play into our build. We're going to customize our character. There's a portrait I liked, I don't know where it's gone. Yeah, we'll just go for that one. Colors. Hair color a little bit. can... I like that one. I think a reddish type hair. There you go. And get the first one. Hair. Character creation is pretty good in this. It's not phenomenal, but it normally more is enough to get the job done. I do like the default hairstyle actually. Or this one. Yeah, I think we'll go for that one, that looks pretty good. Do I get to choose her voice?
Nothing will slip past me.
After him! Quickly and quietly.
Not a sound.
Attack! No prisoners! Show them how it's done.
Let's go.
I won't let you down.
Alright, I'll go take a look.
Go for the eyes, Trinket!
I'll be right back.
My turn. I'm sorry, but Eagle Eyes, I'm with you. I don't know if I'm the leader you deserve, or a good leader, but I know I'm willing to try my best. I guess this is it. There's always a way.
Let's go. Time to see and not be seen.
I think I like the feisty the most. Pose, probably roguish looks good, or sassy. Roguish is fine. Want to remember all the Warcraft names. Accuracy, deflection. We're gonna get a +2 to all these, which is gonna be really nice. Okay, so for skills wise, we're probably gonna focus on mechanics, stealth, probably another character focus on diplomacy. I'll put this in bluff, and I haven't made up my mind, but we'll see. So the point of this build is to take advantage of weapon bonuses and getting our weapon damage as high as possible by doing sneak attacks, debilitating strikes. Rogues get bonuses to enemies that are blinded or slowed. Then ciphers have a base bonus damage to their other weapons, and they build up energy off weapon damage, which is we're going to be doing a ton, which is going to give us a lot of utility in our class. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me.
Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you, to open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world. Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
The dwarf nods,